great. I think we could all learn from that, adults, kids alike, as far as, you know, tracking your goals and the things that you're shooting for. So that's really cool. So Chris, if you don't mind, I'm going to probably ask more questions later because I like to talk, but I have some of our athletes that are really inspired by you and they want to ask you some questions. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, cool. I wanted to like introduce them individually. So I'm going to share my screen again. And then if you guys remember, I want everyone to stay muted unless you're going to ask questions. So please, you know, parents, if you need to help with that, please do that because we want to make sure that we hear the questions that each athlete's asking. And so Jackson, you're going to ask the first questions of Chris. So if you want to unmute, Jackson, are you there? Sometimes it's tough for me to tell.
I'm there.
All right. So first off, I'm going to first show some pictures of you, Jackson. So Jackson, I could have included a lot more pictures for all these guys, but he is the superstar with the glasses there. You see Chris, he plays basketball. He does golf. Jackson plays soccer. He does lots of different sports.
Gymnasium.
And so remember, I only want Jackson asking questions now, guys. So let's go ahead and Jackson, let me see if I can stop my share and find you, to spotlight you, because I want to make sure that everyone can see you when we're asking questions. Let me see. Are you under your dad's name?
He's under Rick Eisworth.
All right, cool. It's tough for me to.
Jackson looks like the next Ironman in the group.
I know. I think he could do it.
Heard that, Chris?
All right. So Jackson, are you ready to ask a question?
Yes.
All right. Let's hear it.
Can you describe what your training was for the Ironman?
So what was your training like?
I want your training, buddy. They want to know. They want to know about your training.
Okay.
So tell them about your training.
I trained for about 3 to 8 hours each day.
Tell them what you do.
My day starts at 5, goes to about 9. I train for about 4 hours each day. I do swim and strength 2 days. I do bike and run 2 days. Then on weekends I train 6 to 8 hours each day by doing 100 mile bike ride and 18 mile run. And I do stretching and recovery every day.
Wow, that's a lot of dedication. So Jackson, I think you had a follow-up question too. You were really eager to ask something else. Jackson, what was your other question?
Can you tell me what your favorite training meal is?
Training meal?
Yeah.
What your favorite meal is after you finish training?
Waffle House.
Oh,
We usually go to Waffle House.
tell them what you have.
That's my favorite too.
I get 2 egg breakfast, double hash browns, smothered, covered, chili, bacon, and grits.
That's what I like too.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I like too.
That sounds like the breakfast, the meal of champions for sure. It sounds really fun. Now, thank you very much, Jackson, for asking those questions. Those were awesome. I found some pictures. I like to do a little research, and I was kind of amazed at some pictures related to food I saw. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let's see if I can get to the next slide. All right, so is everyone seeing this picture of Chris?
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it.
So now, is this your standard dessert, Chris?
Is that your standard dessert?
Yeah.
At Cheesecake Factory it is, but at
Nice.
P.F. Chang's, tell them what you get at P.F. Chang's. There you go.
I get the King's chicken, double rice, noodles, and chocolate cake.
You know what? I wish I could eat like that, but I don't put in all the exercise. I don't think any of us do like you do. You can definitely handle that. That's pretty impressive. And I'm glad we're getting these meal recommendations from you. Any other favorite foods of yours we should know about?
I would say ice cream
Ice cream, that's a good one. Now, I thought,
and pancakes.
Eggs and pancakes.
oh, pancakes are good. I thought I saw in one of the pictures of your board, like a reminder to eat more rice. Did I see
Yeah.
that right?
Eat more rice.
What's that all about?
Well, I had to because when I do Kona Ironman, I gotta eat more rice.
He loves rice.
All right. Well, that's a good tip with all that, those carbs there you need. So that's awesome.
Yeah, when
All
you
right,
train as much as he trains, you got to eat.
Yeah, exactly. That's fuel, right?
When he asked me what's it going to take to do Ironman, I told him you have to eat more. He says, I'm in.
And I imagine you got to fit in some sleep too. Do you get a lot of rest, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw some of those videos.
Cocktail party.
So like we're having Chinese for dinner tonight. I'm gonna have the first half portion of the rice, and then the other half for later with my baby and Bucky daddy.
Well, I'm glad that you're putting the eating in. And I noticed that with the sleeping that I think your dad has to be your alarm in the morning sometimes. Some of the videos I saw, you must sleep pretty hard with all the working out you do.
Yes, he does.
See who keeps talking.
I got to drag him out of bed in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, get the coffee to him. All right. Well, Chris, I have someone else that wants to ask you a question. Let me, I'm going to go ahead and pull up some pictures of them so we can meet them. Let's see. All right. Oh, Ben, I hope you're there and ready for one of our questions. Ben is one of our special case superstars. He's done basketball with us. I know he does softball with friends in a different organization, but he's a very active guy. And he also, when the situation's right with COVID, he's a working man at a local coffee shop called Brewable. So Ben is one of our superstars. Ben and Madeline, are you guys there?
Yep, we're here.
All right, let me see. Ben, are you ready to ask a question of Chris?
Oh yeah. Hi.
Say, what do you do for fun?
Okay. Let's go do. Have fun, right?
What do you do for fun?
Oh, so what does Chris do for fun? You got to fit some fun in, Chris?
Do you have any fun, buddy?
Yeah.
Tell him, what do you do?
Yep.
I play video games with my iPad and couch with my headset, and then my mom wakes up, and then she says, "Chris,
If life can get back to
play your
normal,
game, not with your iPad."
Oh, what else you can? What other things you like?
I'll get back to normal when. What?
Oh,
I used to go to Magic games.
What?
So,
when we beat the Hawks.
the Magic beating the Hawks. Well, we're hoping that'll be a different story this year, where the Hawks are loaded to take on the Magic.
And what
So
else
we'll
you like
see.
to do?
And then I have loaded nachos.
Yeah. What?
Loaded nachos?
Yeah, loaded.
What does that mean? What do you load up on your nachos?
It's beans, cheese, lettuce, corn, clock.
Dude, you do load it up.
That's everything. Plus a Sprite.
Sprite?
Yep.
Oh man. Huh?
Well, you've got a ticket to
I
eat
love
and drink what
Sprite.
you want, I guess. That's pretty awesome. So,
man.
I'm glad that you're having lots of fun, because when we watch what you do, we're like, whoa, I don't know how much fun that is. But you seem to do all of your exercise, a lot of it with smiles on your face too. Do you enjoy exercising?
Yeah. I enjoy the running because my butt's cute. And then ladies love it.
I'm not talking about your kids on here.
Oh
I'm
no.
going to talk about your butt in front of kids.
Was so cute.
Get out of here.
You're funny.
That's
The
hilarious.
swimming. The problem with the bike would be I couldn't eat or drink on the bike.
Huh?
I had to stop every 30 minutes to eat, drink, and get
What
back
are you
on.
gonna
And around by 4, I got bit by fire ants.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that was
see.
nasty fire ants.
It went up to my ankle, foot, and tripods.
Get out of here with that.
You get out of here.
Not talking about that.
Well, I'm glad you have fun and you're laughing with all this stuff. It's good that you you keep your sense of humor mixed in with your training and you have fun, and hopefully you can still enjoy a Magic game when the Hawks beat them. So,
That's not happening. Magic, I'm going to lose to the Hawks.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
So before we get to our next questioner, let me
Next
see.
question.
I'm going to, and let me remind everyone, and actually I might just do a clean mute all. And then we can
Yeah,
unmute
well.
again. So let's stay, guys, let's make sure, other than our questioner and Chris and his dad and myself, let's stay muted. I want to share something else that I found, and then we'll get to our next questioner. Let me see if I can pull this up. But it was something that I was so impressed with. I think, whoops, I'm going to show that later. But can you guys see, this was on the Special Olympics national page. So Chris, I understand you're either a global or champion or a global champion ambassador now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When I was reading this article, I saw Big Show's name on here. I think I saw like other sports stars. I want to say like Andre Drummond, Damon Lillard, some of the Yankees players, Ricky Rubio. And then I saw your name. It's like you're in there with all these big time athletes. What does that feel like?
What's it feel like
Well,
to be with all those big time athletes?
I think I got win.
You think you're going to win?
Well,
He's going to take them all.
That's right. And because all of us, just like you, Chris, all of our Special Ks are Special Olympians, and to have an ambassador like you that they can look up to, that's really important for us. So we really appreciate it.
So can I say something just quick?
Yeah, definitely.
Look, this is a really, really important part here. 2 years ago, Chris was your average Special Olympics athlete, meaning he would go to regionals sometimes, but he wouldn't go to states because he wasn't one of the top. When we started the Special Olympics triathlon program in Florida last year at the state championships, out of all of the athletes, Chris finished last, and he finished 20 minutes behind the next last place finisher. Even all the girls beat him. So Chris was the slowest, the least capable of all the Special Olympics athletes. A year later, Chris went from doing a 14-mile sprint triathlon, being the last of all the Special Olympics athletes, to being the first person in the world with Down syndrome to do an Ironman. So the message is, whoever you are on this call, if you want it badly enough, if you have a big enough dream like Chris has, and you're willing to put the work in every day and get 1% better, it's amazing what you can accomplish. There's nothing unique or special about Chris other than he works hard and he gets better every day, and he does it all with a smile. So hopefully that gives you hope that if you're willing to do the work, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to.
That is great for us to hear. Thank you for sharing that, Nick. That's, you're a great example of all that, Chris. And I'm glad everyone can hear that message from you and your dad, that, you can get even better with hard work. So that's awesome. So you ready for another question, Chris?
Sure.
All right, let's see. Let me go back to my slideshow. I think what I've done is jump the gun with one of the things I wanted to share. Looking at this picture here, I don't know if you can see it. Is this an injury from competition?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
on the left are all his, the covering on the left is all the fire ant bites. You can see them going up through his leg all the way up. But the bottom part of his leg was the worst. He had blisters everywhere from the fire ants.
Ouch.
And the right side is from the bike crash. He crashed on the bike at mile 50 and he fell and he scraped his knees, his leg, his hips, you know, up in his body. So he took a pretty big bike crash and got back on the bike and continued to ride for another 60, 70 miles and then finished the run.
That is amazing. Everything you did, you know, with this race is amazing, but to overcome that mid-race, that's incredible, Chris. So our next question is coming from Mimi. Mimi's a star tennis player, and she also plays soccer. She does basketball. She does lots of different sports. Mimi, are you still there?
I'm here.
Awesome. Well, let me go ahead. I'm going to find you, and I want to, you know, spotlight you for your question. If I can find you on here, Mimi. There you are. So, Mimi, are you ready for your question for Chris?
Yes, I am, sir.
All right, what is it?
Okay, what is better at the end of the race, a medal or a hug?
What's better, medal or hug at the end of the race?
Both.
Oh, both.
Okay.
Hugging all the ladies.
Hugging all the ladies.
Yep.
You get all the ladies, huh?
He likes hugging all the ladies.
All right. So that's what life's all about. It doesn't have to be either or sometimes, right? It can be both.
Doesn't matter.
That's right. He earned both.
Now, speaking of the ladies, this is another thing I think I either saw on the board or something you said. Tell me about smoking hot blondes. What is that all about? Who's a smoking hot blonde?
Don't say anything about it. Oh.
Like that. That's a picture of me and my wife. So
Oh.
that's Chris's mom. She's from Minnesota. She's a smoking hot blonde. So Chris wants the same thing I have. He wants my house. He wants his own car.
Let me tell.
Go, you tell me your dream.
So,
Yeah, you tell us.
I had to live independently. I have a vehicle in my driveway. I want my dad's house. I want his company. I want Mary smoking hot blonde. When one day comes, he might say, why would you want to take this house? It's my house. And I'm like, Don, this isn't your house anymore. This is my house. So bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, you are.
You got to give me at
It's
least,
Bob.
you got to give us at least one bedroom.
You stop it.
Or you stop it.
You stop it.
You guys are hilarious, guys.
They are funny. So I'm glad. I was going to ask you about your goals outside of your athletic endeavors. So now we have an idea of some of the things you want to do, Chris. You got some good goals.
Yes, he does. He actually has big dreams. So people ask all the time, like in the race, after he got bit by the ants, why didn't you quit? After you crashed on your bike, why didn't you quit? You could have quit at that point. When you hit mile 13 on the run and every part of your body was aching and hurting and you couldn't keep going anymore, why didn't you quit, Chris? And I asked him, Chris, why don't you quit? And Chris always answers, because my dream is bigger than the pain.
Wow. And you realized your dream in that case, and you stuck with it. That's impressive, Chris.
Yeah.
You can't let your obstacles get in the way of your dreams.
So true. So, and I think I saw some of these shirts represented. We have the Hawaii theme tonight. Is the next big goal of yours to do the Ironman in Hawaii?
Yep.
Well, stand up and tell them about it. Why do you want to do Ironman Hawaii, the World Championship?
So I could win
And
and get a smoking hot blonde and go to the nightclub with her.
Well, are you going to live the life of Hawaii 5-0 too? I understand that's an inspiration.
Yeah.
yeah, he loves that.
So it's going to be Hawaii Island, Hawaii 5-0, and then smoking hot blonde.
Well, I'm sure there are lots of lovely ladies there in Hawaii, all over the place, Minnesota, as you know, all over. So
Chris, tell them where you're going, what are you going to do in 2022?
I'm going to the USA Games.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Then I'm going to do the World Games in Germany.
World Games in Germany.
That'll be cool. So you've got all these things planned out. Now, what about like all great athletes, Chris, after you're done with your athletics, which is ways down the road, what are some other things you want to do with your life? Is there a dream job you have after you compete?
Tell them about your public speaking that you do. Or tell them about your public speaking that you do. Motivational speaking.
So I'm a pro speaker, and I get paid by the companies.
Chris does a lot of public speaking.
And yeah, I saw, that's another video I saw of yours. You are very accomplished and you have lots of great things and inspiring stuff to say. So I think that's going to be a great thing for you to do.
And he's about to become an author.
Oh, really?
He just got an offer from a publishing company to write his first book.
Whoa, that's cool, Chris. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can't wait to read it. I'm definitely going to buy one when it's out.
It's called 1% Better.
All right, we're going to all look for that title. We're going to stay in touch and make sure that we know all these great things you're up to. Are you ready for another question from one of our athletes? We got a couple more.
So are you ready for another question?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's see. I have trying. There we go. Oh, I've got your board up here again. I just wanted to this is, so impressive to me that you write this down. So I wanted to make sure we saw that again. Now, our next question, Natasha, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. So Natasha, I'm glad you're here. Natasha is, Chris, she works at a local children's hospital, but she's also a superstar athlete. She's pictured here doing a local race, the Peachtree Road Race, just a couple weeks ago. And she's done soccer and basketball and bocce, lots of different sports with Special Olympics. But I know Natasha wanted to ask you a question, and I'm going to see if I can find her for question purposes here. So Natasha, why don't you go ahead and ask your question of Chris?
What is your favorite part of triathlon?
What's your favorite part of triathlon?
I would say the running.
Why is the running your favorite?
The run is the favorite because the running helps me to keep up. And the ladies like it.
You are all about the ladies. Now,
Yes, he is.
now tell me this, Chris. So running is your favorite part. What's your least favorite part?
Swim.
Swim is your least favorite? I thought it was the bike.
You start.
Well, you tell him the truth.
Yeah.
Tell him about the bike, because why you don't like the bike.
It's painless.
Painful.
I think it's probably painful on your bottom for,
Yeah, sitting on that bike for 8 hours is pretty painful.
I bet.
Imagine on those little seats, you sit on that for 8 hours straight, how much your backside and your hands hurt.
That's got to be really tough.
And then it hurts a lot more when you crash your bike.
Oh yeah. And then have to get back up on it for another
Nice.
50,
That's right.
60 miles. That's crazy.
That's
But
right.
you did it. So with those things you encountered, the pain from falling off the bike, the fire ants, how long of a break did you take after your Ironman before you started training again?
Well, we took a couple of weeks off because he needed to get on medication to fight the fire ants and the infections.
Sure.
And then he started training again about 2 weeks later.
That's impressive.
But he's going easy now. He's only doing 2 or 3 hours a day. He's just warming up.
So what is the status? I mean, is it a go for the Ironman in Hawaii? Are you guys waiting on something, or?
It's not officially announced, but it's a go. They're building up a whole promotional thing around it. In
Awesome.
January, the first week of January, they're going to release a 60-minute documentary on NBC And Ironman and NBC are releasing a documentary, and it's going to be a promotion towards Hawaii. And then in February, ESPN is going to release a special after the Super Bowl. And then there's going to be a big promotion for the rest of the year towards Hawaii.
Wow. That's incredible, Chris.
We need
That's
more
gonna-
Special Olympics athletes to join us in Hawaii. So who's going to start training with Chris?
All right. He's thrown down the challenge.
I
That's
will.
1% better to try and catch up to where he is. That's going to be
I have a
tough.
question.
You will.
What? I'll be.
All right. Well, we have a few more questions for people that signed up to ask a question, and then we'll see what kind of time Chris has before we get to other ones. William, I think you had a question, but let me see. I'm going to go to our next question. Let's see here. Technical difficulties. Oh, I wanted to ask you, who is this guy here in the picture with you, Chris?
That's Dan.
That's his guide.
Tell us about Dan.
He's my uncle. He's African.
He was a stranger a year ago, and now he's become his uncle.
Tell you what, to go through that together like you did, it's so cool. It must be a special relationship.
Yep. He's become like Uncle Dan, and his kids are like his brothers now. It's become the most incredible part of this whole journey, the inclusion of Chris into the rest of the community, being part of the Tri Club, the Runners Club, being part of the families. The beauty of this is it starts with Special Olympics, but if you push hard enough and you get involved in the rest of the community, then it becomes an inclusion factor and you become part of the whole community. So it's, Special Olympics is great, right? But if it stops there, it's not enough because you only meet once a week or so. And it's just, the rest of life is every day. And so it's a good relationship between Special Olympics and the local clubs. So we would recommend for everybody, hey, if you have a passion for running, and you run in Special Olympics, also join the Runners Club in your town. If you have a passion for swimming, join the swim club in your town, right? If you want to try a triathlon, join a triathlon club. They are looking to get involved with our kids more and our athletes and really spend time with them. So it really is the message that Chris, as an ambassador, is going to continue to promote, inclusion into the rest of the community. We're much more capable than people if people are willing to work hard.
That's a great message, and what an awesome example that you and your uncle there set as far as being partners. And I saw lots of pictures on your social media and your website with all these friends that you do stuff with in running and cycling. That must be a lot of fun, Chris.
Thank you.
It's the best part of it. The training is so much fun. Like, to give you an example, on Saturdays, we do a bike ride in our neighborhood. We have a 1 mile circumference in our neighborhood. And so on a typical Sunday, Chris will do 100 or 120 laps around the neighborhood. So he'll run, he'll do like 100+ miles, but he won't do it alone because somewhere between 8 and 15 other people show up from different places to ride with Chris. So he has a lot of friends now because of this effort that he's made, because people want to be part of his journey. And, he's created a community of inclusion where our Special Olympics athletes are now being included in the local clubs, and the clubs are now being included in what Chris is doing and others like him. So they're seeing the special relationship between the community and the Special Olympics athletes.
That's awesome. And I know you guys already know this. I'm kind of extending that inclusion idea beyond sports into the employment world, all those things. That's going to be a very awesome message that you're going to share, I'm sure, with your public speaking and going forward, Chris.
Well, look, what happens is when you get involved in the clubs, all these clubs have members, and all these members run businesses and companies and hold executive positions. So when they get to know our Special Olympics athletes, job opportunities start opening up. Just like Chris has gotten lots of offers now for jobs because people get to know who he is. He just got invited to speak to a club in Miami, some of the most successful, wealthiest business owners in Miami. And after Chris got speaking to them and inspiring them, they invited him to be part of their club. And these are people who run companies with hundreds and thousands of employees. So look, part of inclusion is our Special Olympics athletes being willing to do their part, right? Push a little bit harder and Chris is showing everybody that 2 years ago and even a year ago, he was just an average Special Olympics athlete. A year later, he's making a difference, beyond any of our expectations. So he's not unique that he's the only one who's going to do that. Athletes in Atlanta will do that, and in Charlotte and all over the world, right? So Chris may be the first one to break some barriers, but he's hopefully not going to be anywhere near the last one. There'll be hundreds and thousands that will follow him.
That's a great goal there. Keep inspiring us, Chris. That's great.
Thank you.
So I think, I know Jimmy, are you there? Are you ready to ask a question of Chris?
Indeed. And this
All
is
right,
my mom, Cindy Rice.
All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to make sure once again this is Jimmy. I hope everyone can see Jimmy here. He's a superstar athlete with us, but once again, he's another athlete that also, he works at the local children's hospital. And so we're very proud of what he's done as an athlete and a worker. And I know he's going to ask a great question or two of Chris. So Jimmy, what do you got to share with Chris?
Well, so far, as one of the athletes on a team, I do 3 sports. But besides that, now for Chris Nikic and his father, yes. Now, what team are you under Special Olympics Florida and under what region?
So what team are you on? So you're on the triathlon team, right?
What's
So
name of it?
so he's part of the Team Florida triathlon team.
And
And
under what region, if I might ask?
And so we are part of Seminole County in Florida.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And the Team Florida triathlon team, the entire team got invited to the USA Games.
Wow, nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
Impressive.
So there's
Yeah,
like
I think-
10 of them, 10 athletes on the Team Florida team.
You gotta be kidding me.
That is great. One of the things I noticed here in Georgia, Chris, we don't have triathlon as a competition. I think we need to, be inspired by
We
you and
looked
kind of
into
push for that.
So I don't know if you all know, but there was no triathlon for the USA Games a few months, like 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was not one of the sports until Chris did the half Ironman and started getting all this global attention. Then
Oh.
they decided to add triathlon to the USA Games. And then a couple of weeks ago, Chris and his team were the first team to get invited to the USA Games.
That's great.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So
Interesting.
sometimes you got to make your own way.
Yep.
Jimmy
All right.
does 3 different sports as well, so that would be a-
Which
Like-
3?
Like sorry. Like
Which
I
three does he
mentioned
do?
before, and my mom, I do, sorry, soccer, cross country, and basketball,
and bicycling.
and bicycling too.
Well,
4.
it sounds like you could be an Ironman.
If I do it, I would take the chance. But in a future time, I have plans to become an athlete master.
Awesome.
He's planning on doing a marathon with his dad. That's his first step into expanding out. They're preparing for a marathon now. So
Nice. Well, that's
baby
the hardest
steps.
part of the race, the marathon. So you get that one down. The other 2 are easy.
yeah.
Once that happens, yes. And it's also a Publix match, was it?
Yeah, the marathon.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
something.
through Publix. It's through
Yeah.
a local grocery chain that's running a marathon that they're preparing for. They run every day.
Nice.
That's
When is
awesome.
the marathon going to be?
It's somewhere on February. Summer
February.
Dad and I do like 4 days of training, 2 days of short, and 2 days of long.
Very nice.
Indeed. And thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank you, Mr.
Did you
Nikic.
have other
I'm sure you
questions?
and Chris will do a marathon together somewhere.
Oh, wow. When that happened, if we come across with it, Mr. Nikic, we will.
Awesome.
But as for now, it's just going to be otherwise.
We'll look forward to it.
Well,
Do you have
and
any other questions?
we
Somewhere-
definitely,
Wait,
He wants to run with you.
I'm being here.
You're going to beat him?
Yeah.
You don't even know how fast he runs.
really
You don't care. You're going to beat him anyway?
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
There you
We'll
go.
just challenge you.
I'm
Good
going,
challenge,
I am going to inform my dad on this.
So you know what happens with Chris is, like at the states championships, he finished last. And
Yeah.
in his mind, he finished first.
There you go.
I think in this case, I'll double inform my dad on the double.
You got a challenge. There you go.
That's right.
There
Good,
you
then
go.
he and I are gonna work on something in secret for a time being when the time comes.
Did you have a second question?
I have a
Well-
second. Also,
We'll
which
have to
sport-
do this. If any of your
Oh.
speaking engagements ever bring you to Atlanta, we'll definitely have to meet up with you and get a run in. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. That would be great.
Name the miles and we'll go.
And hopefully, we don't find out about USA Games opportunities
I'll
in
be
Georgia
there.
until next month, but maybe we can come down Orlando way and see you then. That would be cool to see you in action and cheer you on, Chris.
Sounds
This is
good.
gonna be Orlando, Florida.
All right, I don't know. Look, there were a couple raised hands. Maybe we have a couple other questions. Let's see.
Didn't you?
William, are you there? Did you want to ask a
No.
question?
Yes,
What was your-
yes, I do.
Something about
Question,
his
what
favorite
are,
sport
what
back.
are you gonna, what motives are you gonna tell the people who also want to join? That's
What
my,
are you going to tell people who want to join? What message do you have for people who want to do the same?
I mean,
Message.
what if we all, what if
Um,
the Special K try to join? What if, you don't know.
Tell them a message, your message.
Just start small, get 1% every day, able to work hard, give it a smile.
That's it. Start small. Get 1% better every day. Work hard and do everything with a smile.
What, start small and work my way up.
That's right. And do everything with a smile. Nobody likes a grouchy athlete.
That's right.
True that.
That was a good question there. Thank you very much, William. Matt, Wynn, did you have a question as well?
I did.
All right, what would you like to ask Chris?
Out of the 3 segments of the Ironman, which one do you want to improve on?
Which one do you want to get the best at? Running, swimming, or biking? Which one? Running. Tell them why you want to get better at the running.
I would be better at running because my butt would be so much cute.
There you go. His butt will be even cuter.
And then smoking hot boys, they love my butt.
Oh my goodness, Chris.
He's 21-year-old boy. What do you expect?
That's right, exactly. Well, like we talked about the importance of goals, get that butt well-rounded from running. So keep putting those miles in. Well, I think what we'll do is kind of wrap it up. If there's anything else you guys wanted to share, that's great. I just wanted to thank you on behalf of all of our Special Ks that, it's been really inspiring to have you here, Chris. And we're going to keep track and hopefully
I have a question.
after your Ironman in Hawaii, we can touch
Coach
base with you
Chris.
again and you can tell us a little bit about Hawaii 5-0, okay?
Thank you.
Coach Chris?
Yes.
What I'd like to do is I'm going to unmute everyone and we're not ending the Zoom yet, but we're going to unmute and give, Chris a really big thanks and his dad. So I'm unmuting everyone. So everyone, let's give Chris a big hand and thank you guys.
Hi, Chris.
Thank you for being here.
Congratulations again. Thank
We
you.
appreciate you.
Thank you for coming, Chris. Chris, you're welcome
Awesome.
anytime.
Hey, Coach.
Come back.
Ray,
Coach Bray.
Yes.
Welcome to come back to Zoom.
I have something to say for Chris Nikic and his father.
Okay.
One, I will accept the challenge.
Okay.
I would do the challenge
And two,
Me too.
Number 2.
Maybe.
prepare yourself for energy and muscles, which you already know. And number 3, good night, love you, and we'll see each other very soon.
You accepted your challenge, buddy. What do you say?
I'm beating you, man.
We shall see. We shall see.
A friendly challenge. I love it.
It's a challenge. Challenge accepted.
All right.
Prepare your challenge.
Coach.
We're going to be having a long time.
All right. And Chris and Nick, you're welcome to stay. We're just going to kind of catch
We
up.
got
'cause
dinner
wanna talk to
waiting.
each other.
You all have fun.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks
Chris.
much for
Thank
taking
you.
the
Bye,
time.
Chris.
Good luck with
See you
everything.
later,
We're
Chris.
back
gentlemen.
Good
For
night.
the,
Love you.
See you later, Chris.
see you later.
All right.
Rohan, you're fired.
No, you're fired.
Everyone's gonna do
You're
their
fired.
final.
You guys are hilarious.
Let me mute everyone.
Nick's
real
fired.
Jimmy's fired.
No.
All right. Before we fire everyone, we're just gonna touch base for a few more minutes. I think what I wanted to share, just thank you guys for coming out and listening to Chris and his dad. I thought that was really cool, and hopefully we can get inspired by that as far as 1% better with all the stuff we're looking to do that can apply to sports or other things you're trying. So that was a really awesome message. Anyone's welcome to hang around. We're just going to do like 10 or 15 minutes more if you guys want to chat with each other. But if you have something you want to say, you can
Rohan, you're
unmute
fired.
and we can catch up a little bit. And then otherwise, everyone have a good night and happy holidays. The holidays
Can we
coming
do
up
this
and New
next
Year.
Thursday, Coach
So
Chris?
if you have to leave, I want to wish everyone a really happy holiday season and
Happy
New Year.
holidays.
It's great.
Coach Chris.
Miss seeing a lot of you guys. Love you guys. And
We'll
have a good
back in
one.
person.
Everyone.
Happy
Seeing everybody's face because we're always wearing face masks when we're around.
Yeah, it's been nice to mask for sure.
No, I didn't.
Hey,
Something about Christmas.
Hey, Chris.
Coach Chris. This is Reed.
All right.
Hey, Matt.
Hey,
Can I
Matt.
have another?
One
How
of
you
the
doing,
things.
man?
Hey, Liam. Hey, Mimi.
Hello.
One of the things about being such a big group is
Hi.
that it's tough to hear when we're talking over each other. So we're just going to do this for a few more minutes. But Reese, I'll start with you. Did you have something you wanted to say?
Bye, Coach. I gotta go.
Bye, Miles.
Are we gonna have a Zoom next Thursday?
Bye, Miles.
He would
Well,
like
if you
another
want to
over
arrange
the
something on
holiday
your
Zoom.
own, what's that?
He would like another Zoom meeting before the holidays to wish everyone a Merry Christmas
Well,
and a Happy Hanukkah.
yeah, if there's someone that
Merry
wants to
Christmas
host
and
it,
happy
I'm not going to
holidays.
be available
Same
to
thing,
do it.
too.
But you guys can maybe arrange to do something. I know a lot of you guys chat with each other. That's cool.
Hey, guys, let's do it next Thursday.
Okay, well, you guys can chat that up individually. I want to see, is there anyone else that has like news to share or just kind of check it? It's been so long.
I do. I have news.
Natasha, what's going on?
I'm in Houston. I got to Houston today in the morning because I'm going to go to a memorial. My grandfather's daughter passed away on November 19th.
Sorry to hear that. Feel free.
So I'm going to go to the memorial and we are coming back Monday.
Okay, well,
Happy
safe
holidays.
travels, and that's nice you're there to support your family.
Yeah. So
Brendan,
I'm
how
in
have you been
Houston,
doing?
Texas.
Oh, are
Doing
you
good.
leaving, Brendan? Brendan's going, I think.
I can stay for a couple of minutes.
Are you doing okay?
Hey,
I haven't seen you in a
Brendan.
while.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
How about everybody else?
Hey, Chris.
Santino, how are you doing?
Hey,
I did, but I
Santino.
passed out
Hi,
like in
Santino.
October. Then I get better rest.
Santino.
Hey.
What's up, dude? Santino.
And I see Joshua's here.
Dean,
Joshua, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm so glad to see you.
Hey,
Eric,
Coach Marty.
Gracias.
I haven't seen Eric in a while, and
I'm gonna say
dude,
goodbye
your
to
hair is longer than I've seen it, I think.
Bye.
Holy cow.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
Natasha.
Natasha.
Bye, Natasha.
Thank you, guys. Reese has made so many new friends, and I'm so happy that you're
You're
so
fired,
nice to
Rohan.
him. And I'm glad he's part of your
Is it, babe?
family.
That's, we
Oh,
love
you're
having
welcome,
such a
Mr.
big
Gerald.
family, and
I'm
Reese is
happy.
a part of it. That's awesome.
He loves
Yes.
all his friends. He calls them all the time.
That's
I
great. That's
know
what this
you
is
will.
all
Chris,
about.
how's your dog's
Yeah.
doing?
Coach Chris, how about we can do a call on Messenger?
Oh.
Once
We
again, I
already
am
had
not
enough of
sanctioning
that.
anything else. I'm not available. I'm not Zooming until 2021. I'm taking a little Zoom break. This was
Take a
fun
little
to
Zoom
get back
break.
at it, though, and see
How's
you
your dog's
guys.
doing, Chris?
Happy holidays.
Where's Marty?
All right, so
Yeah, where's Marty?
and Coach Marty was listening in. He's on the road, so we don't want to. We don't want him to drive off the road, but I think he was with us.
Christmas lights.
I know
Thank you,
you
Wes.
guys have been doing soccer, so I want you guys to keep that up. Stay active.
Brian,
How's your
Soccer,
dog's doing,
running,
Chris?
walking.
what's up, Brian?
Okay.
I hope I could sign
can't
up
hear
for
you.
soccer, but it's not easy for me to sign up.
I know, it's tough to try and do it all, for sure.
I said, how's doing, Chris?
We're all doing well. Everything's, dogs are doing well. My family's doing pretty well. So thanks for asking.
When's,
Chris.
wait,
I'm
when's
gonna-
basketball?
Basketball, we're going to take the season off because things aren't quite safe enough for us to be playing basketball inside. But we're shooting for summer games.
Coach Chris.
That's not basketball.
Coach Chris.
Everything will be better for us to get together for soccer or running or swimming, tennis at summer games.
I'll try.
Yeah, I
I'll
do a
try.
redo season on soccer, perhaps.
Actually, Chris, Mimi, it's not going to happen. Not this year.
Swimming, Chris.
Yeah. Santino is telling us.
Also,
he's
I've
the
been working
captain.
out.
It's not happening this year, but we're going to work on it for next season.
Hey, hey. Oh, we're
Can
gonna
we
get.
get any?
I don't know
news
about
just in
swimming.
case of anyone?
We're hoping nothing's announced with practices. We're just going to wait and see when it's safe. Right now, Special Olympics Georgia won't let us practice any of these indoor type sports. So we're just going to wait until it's okay.
COVID stinks.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, nobody likes the stupid COVID stuff.
I know.
But at least
I have
there's
something.
actually a vaccine out right now, and so far it's like
indeed.
95% effective as what I've read.
Yeah, I heard there will be
This
a
isn't misinformation. It's just what I heard.
All right. So, guys, it's time to start saying our goodbyes.
I have something.
Almost past my bedtime, but I want to thank you. It's so good to see everyone.
I have something.
All right.
Aloha means hello, and aloha means goodbye.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Rohan, you're fired.
Aloha, Arjun.
I have.
Aloha, Shrimpy Kelly.
You guys fired.
You're fired.
Aloha, Matt.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yaman. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. Clear on 2 on
Wait,
3.
hold on,
Let's
Matt.
say Yaman. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Matt, can you unmute yourself? What were you going to say, Matt?
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. To you as well. Enjoy the same. Everyone
Everybody.
enjoy their holidays.
Coach Chris.
That's the same with me.
I have something.
Okay, Jimmy, what would you like to say?
Well, can we get everyone to mute, please, so I can explain?
Okay, but I have to go soon.
Oh,
But-
yes, okay.
Yeah, so I muted everyone. So Jimmy, what would you like to say?
I was saying on the same behalf. The other part is, good luck for any athlete who is in soccer and prepare for the upcoming tournament. And everyone, enjoy whatever you're doing and don't go crazy or else you're in a hospital. You can't have that. So good night, happy holidays, and so forth. That's what I got.
All right, happy
Coach.
holidays to everyone.
Coach
We can
Chris.
unmute.
I got bad news for you,
Chris.
Chris.
Yes,
I'm
what's
going.
up?
Bye.
Everybody, 1,
Bye,
2,
bye,
3.
Andrew.
Please say
But I'll get
Yaman.
better right
1,
now.
2, 3. Yaman.
Yaman.
Yeah, what?
All right,
Please
I
know
want to
that.
wish everyone a good night. So I'm about to end the meeting.
Good night.
Okay.
Good
All
night.
right.
You
I'll see
guys
you
have a
next
happy
week.
holidays.
Call me
Merry
in the
Christmas
Rohan,
and Happy New Year.
3.
Bye.
Bye, Rohan.
Bye,
No
Brian.
basketball this
All
year.
right.
Bye, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Bye,
Bye.
Chris.
Happy
Bye.
New Year.
He's on
Bye.
time.
Bye. Bye.